Good morning, boys and girls. My name is Detective Withers, and I'm with Scotland Yard. I'm very famous for solving lots of cases with mysteries, and we have a mystery this morning, I'll tell you for certain. Boys and girls, the problem that we have, that Mrs. Hendricks has called me about, is this mystery right here. Dr. Pepper, who's not actually a doctor, it's a beverage. But this beverage is empty. It's all gone. Mrs. Hendricks was sure she had one in the cabinet, and now it's missing. What is that, boys and girls? You have a suspect already? You think you know who did this? Well, at Scotland Yard, you can't just go saying things like that. You have to have evidence. And I wish that we had some evidence so that we can do that. At Scotland Yard, we use a process called EBTs, and I think Mrs. Hendricks likes those too, and it's called evidence-based terms. And you say things like, for example, and then you state the fact. You can also say, the author stated on page blank, it says this. I know this because in the book it says, I read. I drew a conclusion from. The picture supports that. For instance, this happened because of this. It's very official sounding. That's what we like at Scotland Yard. And Mrs. Hendricks likes that too. She likes official sounding. If only we had some texts that we could refer to use our EBTs on. Aha! Wait! Right here. There's a note. The thief left a note. Let's see what it says. And let's see if we can't use some EBTs to sort things out. Dear Mrs. H, that's not much to go on. It sounds like, though, as somebody that kind of respects her, they didn't just call her by a given name. They went with her surname, but an initial, not the whole thing. Somebody close. Ah! It's a confession. The thief admits to stealing the Dr. Pepper. If only we knew who the thief was. Ha! Did you catch the clue in that section? She talks about teaching. Let's see if we can't use an EBT and make that sound official. In the text, it says we have teaching in common. That's very good. Very Scotland Yardish. There was another clue in there. Did you see it? They said twins. So let's use an EBT to talk about twins. I drew a conclusion that because the author stated twins, the Dr. Pepper was stolen by Mrs. Hendricks' brother. Case closed. What? You don't think so? Perhaps we should finish. All right, but I'm pretty sure it was her brother. He would do it, for certain. Dash it all. Not her brother. A couple clues in there. In paragraph 1, it says sisters. So it can't be her brother. And then there was a very specific word in there I noticed. The author used practically. Practically means not really, but very close. a good friend. I bet it's mistakes in third grade. That works. Practically twins. Teachers would call her Mrs. H. Gotta be mistakes in third grade. It's her. I'm sure of it. Oh, the text gave us another clue there. We're looking for somebody definitely from Indiana. So not her brother from Iowa. No, can't be Mrs. Hendrix's brother. Somebody from Indiana. I drew a conclusion that it couldn't be her brother from Iowa because the text says the thief is from Indiana. Yes, that's right. Robin Hood. Wonder what that means. You Americans might need a little reference, so let me look on the internet and see what I can find to help us. Robin Hood, he did that famous arrow thing and he did the whole thing and the arrow went in the target and then the next arrow went right into it, just like that. That's a very specific clue, a lot like Robin Hood. I wonder if there's any visual evidence in a classroom that would support that. Because one of our EBTs is the picture supports that. Look around, see if you find a picture as evidence. We can use those graphics to help us build our case. I suspect feels sad and misses Mrs. Hendrix. Well, I think there might be more than one suspect in that room that might miss Mrs. Hendrix. That's a good clue, but it doesn't give me as much information as I would hope. Alright, we've got a signature. This thief clearly doesn't know what they're doing. You never sign a note, you never leave a note full of clues like this. But to the trained detectives at Scotland Yard, we can figure this out. H. H is for Hendrix. Mrs. Hendrix must have stolen her own Dr. Pepper, and she just wanted to see her old friends at Scotland Yard. I'm sure that's what it is. I just would like to point out that everything we needed to solve the crime was right there in the text. And this is true when you're reading as well. If you go back and read carefully and look for those clues and bits of text to support what you're saying, you definitely come off smarter and looking polished, just like the folks at Scotland Yard. Detective Smithers here, signing off.